Today I'm with Bruce Sigmund, and I met him earlier this year, but he has a lot of interesting things to tell us. And he met Brother Zach in the US, in Ruston. So I will let him introduce himself, and he's going to tell us everything he knows about Brother Zach. And I will have other questions to ask him later during the interview. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for having me. My name is Bruce Sigmund, and I live in Ruston, Louisiana, which is in the United States. I am involved in real estate. I'm also a local city legislator. Here we call it a city councilman.
Yes.
I pastor a house church, and I'm married. I have 8 children,
Yes.
and I also take people on mission trips to Malawi, Africa.
Bruce, you told me when we met that you met Brother Zach. Tell me about the encounter with Brother Zach.
I did. I've lived here in Ruston since I came to university, and back in 1988, Brother Zach came to the First Assembly of God Church here in Ruston, and from what I understand, it was the first church that he ever preached at in the United States.
Yes.
So I got a chance to hear him. Dr. Moses Guan was part of that fellowship as well, and he invited Brother Zach to come.
You said it was in 1988.
Yes, it was in August of 1988, and recently I got in touch with the pastor, and we were able to find the old original videos of those services from 1988, and I'll be bringing those to the convention in what, less than 3 weeks
Less
from
than
now.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Bruce, let me go back to the encounter with Brother Zach. Do you remember what marked you? What were the teachings of his?
Well, Brother Zach, when I think about prayer and fasting, I think about Brother Zach. And in fact, I purchased his book on prayer and fasting back then, and somehow had misplaced it, and recently was able to get another copy and read it. I've been encouraged, and my faith has been rekindled to start praying, fasting again.
So, Bruce, in the next 2 weeks, you're coming to Cameroon for the CMFI World Convention in Kumebetwa. What are you expecting?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Usually when I go to Africa, it's a mission trip, and I'm giving out. But this time I'm wanting to hear from God. I'm wanting an encounter. I'm also looking forward to seeing who the Lord is going to have me meet. So somebody out here is watching, and so I'd love to meet him, and they can just stop me and say, "Hey, Bruce, I saw you on the video." So I'm looking forward to that. Just looking forward to having those encounters with God.
Yes, and as well as Bruce, I'm looking forward to God's visitation during the convention. You know, Bruce, 25,000 people is a lot.
Oh yeah.
And we're curious to see what the Lord has in reserve for us. You know, so this is one of the biggest events we'll be having.
I'm
So-
excited to be part of it.
So if you see us in Cameroon, remember that we're coming for God's visitation, and we're looking forward to everything God has in reserve for us. And I think Bruce too. Thank you so much for listening to us.
You want me to tell them how we met?
Yes, please go ahead, Bruce. How
Yeah.
do you meet?
Yeah. Well, we happen to be friends on Facebook because we have a lot of similar friends, and
Yes.
and the Lord had been talking to you about meeting me, and
Yes.
so finally I was about to leave for a trip to Malawi.
Malawi,
And you
yeah.
messaged me, said I have to meet you today, and you came over, and it just so happened to be the house I was living was a house that you
Had a
had.
contract.
You had a contract,
Yeah.
and you had been praying that the Lord would.
Send the right owner.
Right, right. And so it happened to be me. You came over that day, and you brought some books from Brother Zach for
Yes.
me to read. And as you gave them to me, I said, "Oh, I know this guy.
Yes, I remember.
You know, yeah, I've heard this pastor before."
Mhm.
And that's when we connected and realized that I met Brother Zach before
Yeah.
you were even born.
That's right. And I remember you asked me how is Brother Zach doing, and I told you he went to be with the Lord. And
Right.
it was such a sad moment, but we got over it quickly, and we started talking about important things. and I introduced the convention to you,
Yes.
and you were happy to be part of it.
Oh yeah.
So we're looking forward to the convention. Thank you.
Yes. See you in Cameroon.